So, a summary of chapter 1. The book begins with, I guess, the author, when he was at 19, went out to celebrate his birthday with his friend out in the town, and he sees an old man looking at the sky, and I don't really know why. I guess he wonders why the old man's doing this, and basically he does the same thing later, and because he sees like a UFO, and then he thinks, oh, that's why the old man was looking at the sky in the middle of the city. Then he mentions a couple of sightings that the author has seen. One he describes as a Christmas ornament, and then he sees like others that he describes as gold glitter or gold sparkles in the sky. And he also mentions that he does investigations, paranormal investigations, and one time he has a team of investigators, but for a particular investigation, his team was not able to make it, so he just goes on site by himself with a client, and the site is basically it was an old bakery that was also attached to a warehouse which had cars, and basically they witnessed a lot of strange events. Like they see a lot of movement out of the corner of their eyes, and they see shadows. And he mentions to the client that he actually sees like the leg of someone with appears to be like a white skirt, and the client says that some of the old staff that used to work at the bakery used to wear uniforms like that. And he just mentions how excited he is when he sees something. And yeah, just basically like a lot of shadows and a lot of weird stuff out of the corner of the eyes. Then he goes on a basically he starts explaining how witnessing such events is a matter of perception. Like he gives like a story that he and his roommate, he was gonna give his roommate a ride to work at 4 a.m. because his roommate didn't have a car, and he sees like a lot of lights ahead, and he thinks that it's just like a star fleet or UFOs. And then his roommate was like, no, you idiot, those are just street lights. And the author was like, oh yeah, you're right. And then he just goes on a speech of how seeing things is just a matter of perception, and that when you do investigations, you need to like have equipment to like capture things and not jump into conclusions, not have any bias, basically. he basically just equipment to capture evidence and don't have any bias in making assumptions. And then the author laments that there's a lack of UFO investigating organizations, that there aren't many around. And he mentions that he doesn't necessarily believe on psychics or psychics and a Loch Ness monster, but he's open to having he's open to having an open mind, and that's the way we should be. And he mentions the Acadia UFO, and that when people like witness that UFO, like a lot of people were thinking that, oh, it must be like ETs. But then on CNN they were mentioning that there was some type of experimental rocket launch, and he just starts explaining again about perception, that we that witnessing stuff is just a matter of perception, and whether they are UFOs or not, that's our perception, and we need more evidence, basically.